Well, everyone is forgotten. Okay, Justin Bieber, he's not forgotten. He's a little man in stature. He's a young man in stature. That's what I meant by that. So again, it's up to that little man, to him to make a difference. He has to be impactful, make sure he goes to school, gets an education, and then he can go on with life. Doesn't mean he's going to be a success, but you have to think about that individual. If he applies himself and works hard at it, then he could be successful. So that little man, I was that little man.
America is a nation which is a result of massive immigration. The United States has transformed itself into a multicultural society, resulting in economic and social inequality and prevalent criminality and poverty.
Even at a local level where we're from, a very small, tiny area, it's a melting pot, and that's as it should be.
These negative side effects are most common among ethnic minorities in big capitals. For example, New York. Wall Street is a symbol of America's and definitely New York's economy.
The world of investing can be a jungle. Bulls, bears, danger at every turn.
In New York, the street Wall Street is located, the center for many financial institutes and also housing the New York Stock Exchange, having the leading influence in determination of the American economy at the given time.
The street itself is very nice. The people are interesting during the day. It's very more dressed up than most of downtown Manhattan. It has more like a midtown feel. But otherwise, I think it's awesome.
The financial district of New York has had a great influence on American history. The stock market crash of 1929, creating a mega crisis and almost destroying the essentials of America and creating doubts towards the American dream.
I'm living the American dream. I was born, raised, poor child, a single parent family. My mom worked very hard every day, sometimes overtime, and to be able to now live in an area where I could probably excel through my holdings, through my work, through what I do. So I am very pleased and to know that yes, the American dream is alive for many. You just have to be willing to live it. But the other thing I would add is called a work ethic. And if that isn't taught at home, if that is not seen at home, then some children will not be able to have it. Countries who actually own Wall Street because anything is for sale.
Yeah.
So it seems that when you look at real estate and you look at things like that and you look at the primary holders, the holders are usually not Americans. They're Japanese companies, Chinese companies, Indian companies, German, Austrian, European companies. So they're the actual holders of the financial pieces. So they're the ones who actually hold, are the king and queen. We are just the pawns.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Wall Street is associated with money and power, creating the bottom line of capitalism and the American dream, the fundament of America. Barack Obama was elected president shortly after the breakout of the economical crisis in 2007. He approached the threat of almost bankrupts by raising the debt ceiling, as you call it.
You see, but like what it does is the people who own homes, let's say if you have a fixed rate and your rate is, let's say, $1,500 a month. So it's something inside the clause that after 3 or 4 years, from $1,500 it goes up to like $2,700. So how can the people afford that? People can't afford that, $2,700 a month.
Doing this, he would see debt to invest in society with infrastructure, public job opportunities, and so forth.
The healthcare system does help. I know it involves a lot more taxing than what we're used to. So it's kind of a roundabout way of how they're going to fund the healthcare. It's a roundabout way, but not through taxes. But of course, it is through taxes.
He was critical towards the lack of responsibility the big investing companies have failed to take upon themselves. As an example, Goldman Sachs.
Charging Bull, also known as the Wall Street Bull or the Bowling Green Bull, is a bronze sculpture by Arturo Di Modico. Di Modico created the bull after the 1987 stock market crash and said his work represented the strength, the power and the hope of American people for the future.
I mean, this neighborhood in particular there's never been like a gentrification. It was definitely run down, but it never really looked that way. I mean, the buildings were just empty. The only reason why I live here is that, I can basically, not stand out.